Hello everyone and welcome to CB Talks, the podcast where we explore the future of work and the role we play in shaping it. I'm Ricardo, founder of Cross Border Talents, and today I'm happy to introduce a valued colleague and a key leader in our organization, our commercial director, Mr. Alexandre Abreu. Hey Alex.
Hi Ricardo.
How are you today?
Very good. What about you?
Good. Nice to see you again. So you are based in the north of Portugal, between Porto and Braga, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
You are a man from the north.
Absolutely. How's
the weather?
I would say that the weather is bad as usual.
Good. Lisbon. Well, we are away, apart from 300 kilometers, and but it's special to see that in the north the weather is always a bit more rainy. But it's also the time for it as we enter into the holiday season.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's go. Before we dive into your incredible work at Cross Border Talents, I'd love to take a step back and explore your journey leading up to this role. You joined Cross Border Talents almost 5 years ago, but your career path is full of fascinating experiences that shaped the leader you are today. Let's talk a bit about your background. So you have a degree in psychology. You have worked in different industries before arriving to Cross Border Talents. Before that, you also worked in the customer experience industry. In that time, on the client side, let's put it like this. So, can you summarize a bit about why did you study psychology as a starter?
Yes. Well, in terms of degrees, so currently I hold different degrees in different domains. So psychology, HR, and business management. But psychology, I think, was a very, very good foundation. The reason why I studied psychology is because I wanted to understand the human brain, pretty much how do we work, and the way we interact with one another. I always thought that this was indeed very, very fascinating. So yes, I think it was really curiosity that guided me towards, I would say, this particular course.
You always wanted to study psychology?
It's interesting. I always wanted to study psychology, but I wasn't sure if this would be my career path, to be absolutely honest. When I was younger, I was between becoming a lawyer or a psychologist. And at the end, I said, well, let's do the psychology and then we can go where we go afterwards. Because in psychology, you have different domains. You can work in organizational psychology. So in enterprises, you can study neuropsychology and work in the health domain at the hospital. So, you have a lot of flexibility at the end of the day. So I said, let's go for this degree and then we will think about it afterwards.
Great. So when you finish your studies, what was your first job?
So I finished my degree in psychology, and afterwards I took a master's degree. The name is a little bit long. It's cognitive neuroscience and neuropsychology. So it was more specialized, I would say, in the central nervous system and really understanding how the brain works, because I was really curious about it. And my first job was at the hospital in the laboratory of human behavior at the public hospital here at the north of Portugal, here in Porto. And basically my role was to do neuropsychological evaluations to all types of patients, I would say. So we can think there is no relation with what I do today. But having a deeper understanding of the mind is always very useful when you lead a team, because you need to understand emotions, you need to solve conflicts. You deal with people. So you cannot neglect psychology if you work in business, because business is made out of people. So at the end of the day, I think it was a very interesting choice. And then I worked afterwards in different domains. But of course, you are the interviewer, not me. So feel free to
No. When did you start in a different industry? For instance, after the hospital, where did you work?
Yes, so I didn't want to continue at the hospital. I have the biggest respect for people who work in this domain. I just thought that actually this wasn't for me, and I always had a big interest in sales. So as a kid, I was selling different stuff, from car components to, I don't know, fashion items, whatever. So I wanted to sell. It's really something that always interested me, the negotiation part. So due to the fact that I speak fluently different languages, I was invited to join a company as an international relations manager, a furniture company. And apart from a lot of different things, one of the main things I needed to do was to sell furniture. So for the Spanish market, for the French market, for the Portuguese market. So I needed to sell. So this was the role I had after being a psychologist. Then I also worked in tourism as a tour guide, but also, of course, with this sales component part, I would say. And then we had the recruitment part where I worked into French multinational companies within the recruitment domain, without forgetting the sales, because recruitment sales, I think it's an interesting part of it, to say the least.
And while you were studying, did you had a lot of different jobs to make the money that our parents at the time could not afford for the things that you wanted? That was my case. I'm not sure if it was yours. And then you need to work for that. Did you had a lot of different jobs while studying?
I would say no. So officially, I waited to finish my master's degree to start my job. But like I was saying at the very beginning of this telco, I was just at the same time selling stuff over the internet because I love it to do sales. But it wasn't nothing official. I just thought it was very interesting to import and sell stuff.
So you were already trying. You were already starting doing dealing with customers, dealing with products.
Yes, from a very young age. I also did other things to the side when I was young, even younger, maybe 12 years old, 13. I was also repairing computers. So very, very basic stuff. Because I was interested in technology also. But then I think this faded away pretty much. And then I was going to sales once again. I think it was one of
So you did a lot. You did a lot. You said, no, not official, but then you did this and this.
Yes, because it was unofficial, I would say. It was unofficial. But sales, languages was something that I was very interested since a very young age, I would say.
Fantastic. So let's dive into our industry, international recruitment. So let me bring you some insights from Chris Caldwell, President and CEO of Concentrix, a global leader in technology and services, and a valued client of ours. So Chris recently shared this perspective, quoting, "Many companies are getting caught up in the noise around technology and AI, losing sight of what truly matters, the customers they serve. Generative AI is a powerful tool that can humanize technology, but too often we see clients prioritizing tech over truly understanding their customers' needs. The truth is, meaningful differentiation starts with knowing your customers, then using technology to enhance their experience." Ending quote. So, Alex, in my view, Chris emphasizes the importance of putting customer value at the center of innovation, ensuring that technology serves to improve, not replace the human connection. So, Alex, as someone who leads clients' operations in the customer experience industry, how do you ensure that our recruitment strategies align with our clients' goals of maintaining a human touch, even as they embrace AI-driven technology? So, how do you make sure that our teams are doing this with our clients?
Yes, first of all, I would like to say that I fully agree with this quote. So from Chris, I believe that AI can be important in order to enhance, but not to replace the human touch. So it would be very weird coming from a psychological background, completely neglecting the human side. From the team side, I would say that we are not here just to fill vacancies, and we are very, very attentive to what the client demands. So I would say that we pay attention to the soft skills of our candidates. Their, I would say, emotional intelligence. I would say, yes, generally speaking, I would say we cannot neglect this human part specifically.
I hear you a lot saying that
Creativity.
we are not creativity. Sure. This sentence that you just mentioned, we are not here only to fulfill vacancies. It's something that you often mention. What do you mean by that?
Yes, it's because we need to adapt. First of all, I think we need to adapt to our clients. It's their rules. So at the end of the day, we need to be ahead in terms of innovation, but we need also to follow the trend. So we just follow the trend, and
then we do our best to understand what are the job profiles that the clients are looking for, aligned with the candidates' desires, to see if the geography is the right one for the candidate, if the salaries are competitive, if the relocation package fits what the candidates are looking for. So all in all, we need to fulfill those vacancies, but we need to take in consideration all of these variables, correct?
Yes, absolutely. We need to take into consideration that. I would agree on that.
So let's dive into your client portfolio. So you have built with us a very unique client portfolio. This includes all the top leaders in customer experience industry. We work with the biggest providers across all geographies that we can think about. We have a luxury problem. We can select more than 2,000 job vacancies on a monthly basis to offer to our recruiters. And then we see this different geopolitical, economical environment around us. How do you, as we end 2024, I'm extremely excited what you guys have been doing over the last 12 months. I was just writing a message to a friend, to a client, saying that we are now reaching more than 12,000 candidates that we connected with our clients this year. This is really a milestone for us and within the industry. How do you envision 2025? What are your forecasts? You have a lot of experience already in this industry. How do you see our clients? How do you see the candidates? How do you see your team? What can you tell us?
I think we are in a very particular moment, as you said, from a geopolitical standpoint, but also from an economical standpoint. And now with the development of AI, it's even more complex to forecast what is going to happen within the next year. What I do know is that we need to scale. Indeed, we are entering new locations with our clients. I think we have been doing a very, very interesting job. Within the customer experience domain, we are pretty much the top provider in most of these companies, in most of the geographies. So everything is coming very naturally. So to be absolutely honest with you, I think my task is getting easier by the day, because we are also getting some invitations to expand to different countries. Also, recruiters are referring more and more recruiters to work within our company. So I see us expanding in a very dynamic and complex market, but I see us expanding. I'm quite positive about it.
It's very cool to hear that my job is getting easier by the day, because our clients are referring to other clients. So if we work with a client in a geography A, then we can start working within the same company in geography B and C and D, because we are doing a good job. So this is cool to see that if you do well your job in a specific geography, with a specific client, then of course we can expand to other geographies. You have been very active in new continents. So we are now in different parts of Asia, different parts of Africa. This has been something very exciting for the team, to have new jobs, new opportunities, to engage with recruiters from even more geographies, more than reaching 100 different nationalities that we have in the organization right now. So in the end, if we talk about your team, how do you define the strengths of your team? So what are you looking for? We had your team in the previous podcasts, Nina talking about sunny people, Carol with a lot of power, Jackie very detailed. So what are you looking for in your managers, commercial managers? What are you looking for in their teams, global recruitment managers? What's really important for you?
First of all, I think it's very important to have passionate people. We have a lot of passionate people here at Cross Border Talents. So it makes our life easier. Apart from passion, I mean, if you work within recruitment, you need to be a strong salesman. You need to be very, very strong also in sourcing. So there are, of course, some technical skills. You need resilience, but we are also looking for people who are sunny. As Nino was saying, people who can really give a good work environment. Then with time, I think these guys get more knowledge within the different markets, and then they get more cultural intelligence, and they work in a more proper way. We have very, very good examples in the company. Guys who are working from Peru, people who are working from Morocco, for example, Spain, Germany, who are able to place in different clients worldwide. And it's also one of the different things here at Cross Border Talents. I think this is a real beauty because we are a really multicultural company. Like, you have example of multicultural companies, but it's different nationalities within the same city. But here we work all together, no boundaries from home, different countries, different nationalities, different backgrounds, and everyone is making placements in different places in the world. So I think this is fantastic. Now, once again, to answer your question in a more concrete way, to join the team is simple. If you are passionate about recruitment, you are more than welcome, and we will make absolutely everything we can to develop you and make you make placements everywhere in the world.
And even if you don't know what is recruitment, we have a lot of examples of pearls in our team that came from different backgrounds, and they give it a try with us. They understood the process. They cope with the process. They follow the instructions, and then in the end, as freelancers with full autonomy, they deliver.
Yes, indeed. It doesn't even need to be I would say, a previous passion. I think that when you enter this game, you need to be passionate, because otherwise it wouldn't work. But indeed, we have people from different backgrounds. So you have people from business domains, people from HR domain, psychology, marketing, but even people who study to be, I don't know, a kindergarten professor. I mean, whatever. At the end of the day, if you want to try it, if you have, I would say, good communication skills and you have an interest towards recruitment, I think it can work at the end of the day. But you really need to enjoy it. I think this is the key.
I think when you talk about sunny people, quoting Nina, Nina's definition of people that, and also Carol, people that are positive. We listen to it a lot in our chats, and also in the interviews we do with people that want to join us. A good example is the messages that you daily send us about quotes from your team, and the excitement that you have to see the excitement in their jobs. So whenever you wake up and then you hook with your colleagues, we see the excitement of working together. And of course, financially is important, the high fees, the bonus, the quarterly bonus. But I think it's much more than that. We are building something together, and this sunny people profile. It's something that I'll give you an example that I can connect with my previous life when I joined recruitment 24 years ago, a long time ago. I was opening offices for a specific Dutch recruitment agency, and at that moment I had a branch in the airport dealing with airport services, and a branch in an automotive facility. So the profiles would be the same in terms of recruitment. Of course, the profiles that we recruited would be different, but one of the teams, which doesn't add any value to say, one of the teams were really booming and the other were not. So I was splitting my time, and this was 20 years ago, between the two branches. And my CEO at that time told me, with his experience he was more than 60, he was checking the numbers, and then one day he asked me, "Where are you going tomorrow?" "I'm going that branch." "Why?" "Yeah, because they are the other ones are doing well, and they need my support. The other ones that are not doing well." And he told me something that was really astonishing for me at that time. He said, "No. Go for the people that give you fun to work with. Always choose the people." Well, he didn't describe it sunny at that moment, but he saw that the guys that were booming, they were booming because we were building it and everybody was in the same page. It was really, we were synced. So don't always spend your energy with people that gives you energy. And of course, if a specific branch or team is not having results, you need to understand why. But in the end, always put your efforts, your energy on the teams that are giving you the most fun. Try to support people that are struggling. Try to understand why. Push them. I always quote Jim Collins in Good to Great. If you need to manage or motivate someone, you have done a hiring mistake. It sounds very harsh, but in the end, you are happy, Alex, when I see you dealing with people that really, really gives you energy. Do you? There's been a long quote from me, but do you agree with this?
Yes, I would. I would absolutely agree with you because I think even more nowadays the work environment is really, really becoming key, and you have even now in some companies happiness departments. So just to show that the psychological part is so important for working. So I would say that I agree with you. Yes, on that.
Cool. So what strategies or resources do you need for next year? So if you think about on the discussions that we have and also with your team, we're always looking for great recruiters. We have a lot of different colleagues from business support, talking about HR, marketing, finance, data science, talent connectors. So what do you need for next year to make it really one of the best?
I think
tough question, huh?
Yes, very tough question, unexpected one. But once again, I think that if we keep working the way we have been working, with this passion, with this drive, we need a lot of people with drive. I think things will go pretty well. I mean, the results speaks for itself. All these new markets that we have been entering. I think that now, of course, we are in Q4, December, so the market's a little bit more. I would say that slow it down, but for next year, we just need to keep the current team. I think we have an amazing team, and if we keep adding value, I think that everything will come very naturally.
And about that team, when we started the company about 12 years ago, almost, we set a standard for weekly submissions from our recruiters to say, well, this is a nice benchmark. If you reach these weekly submissions, this is the standard. We are now doing now. Our top performers are doing 5 times those standards, meaning that they are using the recruitment platforms in a more efficient way, but also they are really focused in sourcing the candidates that we are looking for. What has changed? You are with us for the last 5 years. So how do you see the recruiters that we have been onboarding over the last years? What is the difference of the profile that we have today compared to when you started?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about productivity. So it's a very interesting question because indeed some years ago the statistics were very different. So we are constantly here adapting the KPIs to match the talent of our teams. I mean, what has changed? I mean, everything changes on a daily basis. Even the recruitment platforms, you need to be very aware that this is constantly changing. The markets, even candidates' mentality, the generations. So I just think that with time, to be absolutely honest with you, we just were able to recruit even better recruiters, to keep them, motivate them. We give also very interesting fees, and we have a good work environment, and these guys just stay natural. So we are able now to keep the best talents. Maybe we were not able some years ago, but now we have completely different conditions and we are just retaining them. And these guys, I mean, they have a completely, I will insist on that again, but they have a completely different passion. They are really passionate about it. These guys cannot go on vacation because they always think about recruitment. So they love what they do. They need to be tech savvy because recruitment, the classical recruitment with the newspaper and whatever, so this is completely gone. So these guys are used to use, I would say, the right platforms, always very, I would say, informed. And they are also making use of AI to develop their processes. So you have ways to use LLMs to increase your success rate, for example, in your interviews, your placements with candidates. So they are doing this in a very, very smart way. And at the end, this has an impact on productivity.
And they travel a lot. We always need to ask them when they join, where are you based today? One day is here, the other day it's in a different country. It's a cool lifestyle, don't you think?
Yes, yes, indeed. Some of our top performers, they can be in like 4 different countries within the same month. So at the end of the day, it shows that talent has no boundaries. I couldn't tell you exactly what is the profile that works apart from being a tech-savvy, passionate guy who can communicate into sales, because we have talent from everywhere. Some of these guys came from Portugal, Germany, Azerbaijan, Egypt, Peru, South Africa, Italy, Greece, you name it. So we have talent pretty much everywhere. Some of them have this very flexible lifestyle. While they travel, they also search for our candidates. But this is also one of the good reasons we have a huge portfolio, is because we have clients pretty much from America to the end of Asia. So these guys can use different time zones, be in different places in the world, and at the end always have opportunities to work. So yes.
And you guys, you keep innovating, because when I see one of our colleagues, for instance, Luis from Peru, attending a telco at 5:00 in the morning, and I only realize after, are you attending a call at 5:00? It's the commitment. Because he's learning, we are learning, everybody's sharing, and then suddenly you have a client in Spain being managed by a manager based in Peru with a team of people spread across the globe. So a couple of years ago, this was not. I wouldn't think it was possible. So we are always innovating without being sure, is this going to work? And then we find the right person. It's always about the right person, isn't it?
It's always about the right person. Of course, the person needs the right skill set to have this cultural intelligence. I think this is absolutely important. But indeed, we have cases where the manager is from Peru, is looking for a German candidate who currently lives in Italy, and then the final client is in Germany. So we have this type of cases in this. But it's all about the passion and the talent that they do have. And once again, we are not setting boundaries. Maybe at the very beginning, we were more concentrated on the regions where a CBT was installed. But now we have been observing that we can have talents from pretty much any place in the world, and this has been functioning so well. And this is also one of the reasons I would say we reach a different statistics. And if you check the statistics properly, you will see that it's due also to the fact that we have this diversity of talent in different places, and we just keep the best guys and we continue with them.
And the best guys want to stay with us, which is cool, because they it's like a snowball. When it starts and it goes well, then you just aggregate. We will be finishing in a couple of minutes, Alex. I just wanted to know a bit more. Who's the man behind the role? So what do you do, man, when you are not working? So you have just recently. It was impressive for me because you just took a post-graduation, a hard one. So you were studying while you were parenting, while you were working, while you were doing a lot of different stuff. So can you define that phase of your life where you have combined studies with work? And you have 2 kids, correct?
Yes. I mean, I would say that I don't like to complain, because if we look at other doors, there is always someone who is struggling more than you. So instead of seeing this as a struggle, instead of seeing this as a problem, I was seeing this as an opportunity, because I have the opportunity to take this course. So as anything in life, I just tried to do the best I could. So I had to deal with these different things, but I also have some support from the family, I would say. So I was able to deal with that quite properly. I don't see this as something super impressive. I see this more as taking responsibility and taking the opportunities that life gives us. In terms of passion, I like what I do, to be absolutely honest. So sometimes even after hours, I'm speaking with some of the colleagues here, so discussing market trends, geographies, new business. So this is an important part of my life, because I would never stay in a company where I didn't like what I'm doing. So here I can do the different things that I like. I like to speak different languages. I like to do sales. I like to do new business. So at the end of the day, I think this was a very good fit. Apart from that, I'm also a lot into sports. A little bit more. When I was a little bit younger, because I did a lot of different sports. I did karate, I did Chinese boxing, I did Brazilian jiu-jitsu. But I would say that today my back is as maybe 70 years old. So I don't do as much stuff. So I do some powerlifting. So it's still something that interests me outside of the work. But apart from that, I'm very passionate about my family, and I have I would say that's pretty much it.
It has been an honor to work with you. We are now finishing. It has been a privilege to hear your journey and gain insights from your experiences. I'm sure many of our listeners will leave this conversation with valuable takeaways for their own professional journeys. If anyone would like to connect with you and join your team, are you currently hiring for any specific position?
Yes, so we are hiring global recruitment managers, but also freelance recruiters who want to join the team. They are more than welcome. Once again, if they have passion for this, if they want to try this, if they have the right skill set, we'd be more than happy to welcome them to the team.
So you are on LinkedIn, they can connect you directly, or they can email to info@cbtalents.com, and then you'll get the application, and we'll set up a very fast onboarding process, selection and onboarding process.
Yes.
Alex, thank you once again. Any final thoughts for the listeners?
Well, I hope this wasn't too annoying. We try to make this fun and also interesting for everyone. So I would say final message would be this one. We are looking for passionate people. So I'm more than open. If you want to speak with me directly on LinkedIn or go to our website and look for job opportunities, we are an open door.
Fantastic, Alex. Well, thank you once again. And thank you to everyone who joined us for this episode of CB Talks. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful and engaging conversations with leaders shaping the future of work. Thank you. See you next time. Have a nice one.
Thank you. Bye-bye.